Welcome back, everybody, to PAX Prime 2015, powered by Twitch. We just saw that amazing trailer for Planetoid Pioneers, which is actually coincidentally the game that we have next lined up for you guys. But before I get too hasty, my name is Smix, and of course with me I have Seltzer. How are you doing, Rachel?
I am doing great, Sue, and I love all these games that are coming, and I'm so excited to talk to you guys about Planetoid Pioneers, because this game is really, really different from a lot of the stuff we've shown so far.
Oh, yeah, and please, introduce yourselves, because we've been rude and have not done that yet.
Oh, well, I am Dan Tabar of Data Realms. We are very excited to be here as well. This is kind of a first for us, so we're showing off a version of the game that is actually kind of playable, which is a big deal for us after 6 years of working on the tech that this game was built on top of, and now we've worked on the game for like a year or so that we finally have something to go for. This is Vlad.
Yeah, hi, my name's Vlad. I'm the crazy biz dev guy that's helping out Dan to get this everywhere. And I just misspelled my name, but that's cool. It happens.
Guys,
You know,
Just
I'm
put
born
the
in Transylvania. That happens. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. He's
No
my
worries.
door kicker, essentially. He makes the doors explode open, and then I can walk through them. That's his role in the company.
Pretty much. And I travel the world, show this game everywhere. I'm gonna be here. Next is Spain, Brazil,
Korea.
Poland,
Korea.
Quite the jet setter there.
Don't forget Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I send him everywhere, so I don't have to do all that travel myself. It's a good
it's a
good
totally
setup.
a Viking thing to do.
Someone has to like actually get the game done, right? So it's
Well,
important.
the world needs to find out about this game, and speaking of which, please let us know about the story behind this game.
Okay, so our last game was Cortex Command. It's something I worked on for 12 years or so. It's all about brains in bunkers that you can remote control all these bodies and so on. This is a prequel to that. It's kind of before people amputated their whole bodies to like just be brains in jars. So in this, people are really old. They're badass grandpas and grannies that have lived for hundreds of years because of medical technology, and they get tired of Earth, so they go out and explore space, have adventures. This guy is just one of our pioneers. He's a crazy Bob. He's kind of an eccentric. Everyone is kind of kooky after you live like 200 years, right? You don't give a crap anymore. You know how like a 90-year-old person is. They don't give a damn about anything, you know? So these guys are like 10
I'm sure
times
it's
that.
that times,
Pretty much. And I think we're the first game that I know of, and correct me if I'm wrong, that like has badass old people
Yeah,
as
thank you.
protagonists.
That's awesome.
Because
No ageism here.
No, absolutely. And I mean, we might actually end up like these people. You know, in the next 50
Yeah, who
years, there's
knows?
going to be a lot of, crazy prosthetics and stuff like that where we can not have a heart that, will fail on us and all
Yeah,
that
we'll
stuff.
have like
So-
a mechanical heart.
yeah, exactly. So we'll live another 50 years, and then in those 50 years, there will be another advancement. So anyway, so this might be us, is what I'm saying. And that's why we have like the music in this is like 80s, 90s, like analog synth stuff.
Oh
This is
my
kind of
God.
what we
Set
grew
like a
up with.
contrast.
Yeah, well, it's because we might actually be these people that listen to the same music that we grew up with originally. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's kind of like out there. But
You're tripping
that's
me
kind
out,
of,
man.
Kind of so for this segment that we're going to show you guys, this is Crazy Bob. He has just crash landed on a planetoid after his ship just blew up for whatever reason. He's not completely screwed though. It's kind of a Robinson Crusoe scenario. He has an atomizer. Should I get into the gameplay already?
Yeah,
or?
you can
Yeah,
jump right
oh, cool.
into it.
We're watching
Yeah,
you.
so we just crash landed. I show you the actual crash sequence. So he his ship gets kind of first of all destroyed in this very dynamic manner because our physics engine is something we built from scratch. It's a 2D physics engine that supports dynamic destructibility.
Yeah.
So when he lands here, he can start absorbing the wreckage and get the metals, carbon, water, and silicon from the pieces, basically.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
It is very
So
convenient.
it's not just, scrap metal that he can't do anything.
Exactly. So his goal now is to get off this rock, right? And it's a big world. It's a 2.5 kilometer
Oh, wow.
circumference, hunk of rock that he
Named
doesn't want to be
Gamescom.
on anymore. Yeah, Gamescom World is it's a little
I have
outdated.
to say, this
That
looks like
was-
there's way more people at the actual game.
Exactly. Yeah. So he wants to get off of this hunk of rock, and he does that by
Ow.
building a rocket that he needs to find the resources for.
And
So
are those the only 4 resources that you need throughout the game?
it's kind of the whole periodic table of this world, yeah. So
All right.
we've made it a little simpler than having like 100 different things. But yeah, out of those, like the metals and the silicon is mostly mechanical stuff, and then the carbon and water is going to be all the organic stuff. So there's creatures also that if I go in the wrong direction here on the surface, I'm going to find out that's a big mistake because there's like this
So that guy.
That guy is like a bad dude that I
Yeah, I
don't
was
want to
gonna
be.
say.
He's
kinda-
pissed.
Yeah, he's pissed. Do we have audio?
Oh, wow.
I think audio would be nice at this point. He has some cool sound effects. I don't know if we would hear that or not, but he has a very disgusting
Dan, you
sound.
seem very calm while you're being...
Yeah, exactly. He's chomping on my head, and I think there's acid involved.
Oh,
and
wow.
I think I just died, and that's like what's left of my
All right,
my,
good
my
run, good
body.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems your head is gone.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate way to go. So you wouldn't want to go to that direction. It's something you realize pretty quick. You have to go and seek shelter, right? So we get
Okay,
into
so if
the
you
ground.
die, is it pretty forgiven? As in, you just restart?
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
beginning?
You
Okay.
just died again.
We restart again, and I just died again. So it's kind of
Oh,
you know
what just happened?
it's kind of like the spelunky thing, you know. Like sometimes these parts kind of kill me on crash, you know, and sometimes that is unhealthy to crash in a ship. But you know, our physics are extremely unpredictable, and that's a
Okay.
double-edged sword. Sometimes really funny stuff happens, and like this platforming is not a strict platformer, right? Like it's
Yeah.
very simulation and physics driven. So, you know, the jetpack is actually
Oh, you have a
emitting
jetpack.
particles that are heavy and that cause you to go up because they push you in, you know, with a recoil. So it's all physically driven.
Yeah.
If we actually move over here, we can start. Well, see, that happened to me. That just like I played this for a while, and it's still like an interesting challenge to walk around. But what I wanted to get back to is like the resources that we have. What do you do with those? You want to build vehicles, right? So you can actually
Ooh.
3D print anything you have in your database and ride around with it, either in as a character that you like a creature that you find, like these things, for example. If I want to absorb these weird little things, I collected now that actual blueprint, and I can create that thing again. So
Wow.
I will be discovering blueprints as I roam through this planetoid.
And how quickly are you able to pull those up? You kind of made that thing on the fly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have all these blueprints. How are you accessing them so quickly?
So there's a menu that I have here that is my database of the different things I have, and it's very kind of basic in the beginning. There's only a few things in here, like this basic Rover, which is pretty much the crappiest thing ever. It breaks really quickly. You know,
Okay.
if I hit it too hard on a wheel, it'll actually break off the wheel and so on. But anything that's kind of damaged, I just recycle, right?
Yeah,
So I suck up
that's
the
convenient.
resources inside and then build a new thing, right on the fly. And now I have a pristine vehicle. So I'm going to leave that behind because I want to get down here and show you some other stuff that we have in the demo. We have a little rifle here that I just picked up, and it shows you kind of like the dynamic destruction when I shoot these boxes. There's actually entry and exit wounds that happen not only to boxes, obviously, but also to other robots and creatures.
Oh my.
So
Oh,
this
that
little
looks
guy,
hostile.
yeah. So this little guy just started freezing me with his freeze ray. It makes me blue, but also my joints end up not moving very well. They get stiff.
Oh, God.
And his, the parts of me also become brittle. So if I get hit too hard, it'll
You will
actually
just
shatter.
lose an arm.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So I don't move very well anymore. Like I'm kind of like
And over
crawling.
time, does that eventually thaw away?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So the temperature, there's like a thermodynamic model. It's a very fancy word for that. If stuff gets too hot, they will catch fire. And if they get too cold, then the things that I talked about will happen to you. This is another example. This is kind of like a prototype creature we have. He's a nasty tentacle that just like tosses me around.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
if I use the jetpack while he's close by, he'll actually start burning. He just took my thing that I dropped and started
Wow.
tossing that around.
So he just picks up what's close to him?
Exactly. So there's an AI script that's running in him, and we'll talk a little bit more about how these things are built, because
with
it's
the fire.
something gets pretty interesting later on. If you have any interest in actually changing anything you've seen here, we ship the game with all the tools that we built everything with ourselves. So
Wow.
it's
And we're
really
gonna get into more detail with that later, right?
absolutely,
All right,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So let's see here. So this is like the final guy in our little short demo here. I'm gonna pick up this rifle again, and you see how parts of me are like actually red now because they're hot from the fire that I
Oh,
was
so
in
that's the
before.
opposite of what you were talking about
Exactly,
earlier. Okay.
exactly. So this guy will definitely fire me up if I get too close. He has like flamethrowers in his hands, so I want him to not make progress towards me. So he melted off the front of my face there, and I'm trying to shoot his legs. The gun is still firing, so I'm going to turn off the lighting so we can see the damage I did to him. So there's no actual HP points in this. Like he doesn't have like a. My gun is still firing,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
it killed him. So that was awesome.
I think your hand's still on the trigger. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. So, but you saw the actual physical damage that was done to this guy, and he's
Yeah.
still writhing around and like kind of trying to move. His AI script is still running, and so this is a principle that we're designing the game around, is that there's no explicit HP points that you tick down, but it's actually physical damage that is done to these things.
Wow.
So once he's immobilized, I would go over there and absorb those resources and try to then get them to the surface to build the rocket that I would fly off with. And that's kind of the point of this first planetoid.
Okay.
And you can see where we've like explored now in this planetoid. You know, it's like...
That is so cool that you can zoom out.
Yeah,
And just
I have to make anything or so on, but just kind of play with the blueprints that you find elsewhere. And we can talk about how you would get more stuff there. But first of all, let me just show you, like, for example, this robot that we looked at for a second. Or actually, this is even better. Vlad, who's sitting next to me.
Let's just pull up Vlad.
Yeah, he.
I like your horn, Vlad.
He's exactly.
Thank
He's
you.
got a little tentacle up there. I can
Unicorn.
click on any of these objects here, and then actually change the texture that's for his head, for example. If I want his head to be anything else, I can just click on any picture I have on my hard drive, and it'll be, you know, replaced with that. So I can click on that, and then this is an atlas, and now I have a wheel for a head instead, you know. And
Oh,
or I
Vlad,
click,
you're looking a little different now.
all right, see, and then if I didn't like that change, I just undo it. So we have a super powerful tool set here that is like, you can do anything with it,
And it's
really.
so easy.
Yeah.
It's the
Sue,
crazy part.
I
It's a
have so many screen caps already from this weekend of you, Sue, that I think would make great pioneers.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is
Oh,
this is
God.
literally a Facebook picture that we just found that had like approximately the right angle. You can see how things are put together here, and when you dig deep into these objects, you actually can set the materials, the mass, all this stuff. It's kind of crazy. I mean, it looks overwhelming, but if you hover over everything, it has a tooltip.
Yeah.
And we have tutorials to actually walk people through building entire creatures on robots.
Yeah, because like you might see that there's a lot of options over here on the screen. To give you an example, I am not a programmer myself. I've dabbled a bit in game development, but I've never done programming. So this editor is allows you to jump in. You can change images. You know, we're not providing an image editing tool, but most people have access to, you know,
They have
their
MS
own,
Paint. If they
yeah.
have MS Paint,
Then you're
we're
good.
We're
Yeah,
good. Yeah, we're
exactly.
good.
But the best part is, like, the first thing I learned is how to replace images. I make like own characters. They're not featured here in this build, but you know,
Well,
you can give
Vlad
yourself
was
a
one of
suit.
them. That guy was one of
but
them, yeah.
like you can build your own. Like you could build your own emblems on your armor. You can, you know, go crazy if you like to be an artist. If you want to build your own vehicles, it's really easy to jump into the existing things that are in the game,
Yeah.
existing creatures, and to move, shuffle stuff around, change the animations. If you really want to go further, then, you know, you can also edit the planet as Stan is demonstrating
Yeah.
now, but you can also jump into programming. And the game is based on Lua, which is a very visual scripting script.
I wouldn't say
explain it.
visual.
You
Yeah,
can,
I'm
you can
the
explain
technical
Hey,
guy, so I'm
code
gonna.
nerds, it's
Yeah,
fine.
you
exactly.
explain that. Like for
So
me, it's,
Lua
we're
is
trusting
yeah,
you.
Lua is the actual scripting language that all the game logic is built on. We have a C++ engine. I don't want to get too technical, but the Lua is what drives everything that is the game logic in here. So this is another world. This is an example of that, where the purpose is not to build a rocket to fly off of it. It's actually to race around the planetoid as quickly as you can. So it's an
those are
obstacle course.
that's why we see the race.
Exactly, and there's a
starting point.
timer. Yeah, exactly. And this was driven by a script that's just right in here. So if you want to make your own world and you want to dabble with actually coming up with game rules for there, like find the castle, or, you know, rescue the princess, or slay the dragon, or whatever you want to do, you can actually set that up in this script for your own world, and then you can share it with friends, which I'm going to talk about in a second. Because first of all, I just want to show off our editing tools for the planet itself. Oops, that's a good way to go. We'll just restart that. You know, this is a work in progress. So anyway, you can actually edit the planetoids themselves and drag in images that you have off of anywhere. You know, so it's, as long as it has an alpha around it, it's going to be very easy for you to just add your own content or use the content that we're shipping with the game. So if I do this here, so this is what we played through before.
Yeah.
I can move over here and actually just expand this cave.
Oh, that is so
and
easy.
copy, and then go in and actually change the shape of anything I have that will be a good you know, addition to this. You know, that I want. You know, I can scale it. I can do whatever I want.
This is so insane. It's just blowing my mind how not only are there so many tools to use, but how intuitively easy they are to actually
we've
edit
polished this
yourself.
for
So
a long time.
that's one thing I wanted to mention, because we're honored to be on this stage here at Twitch. One of the things that, you know, we've recognized is that, you know, you have to make games that are fun to watch nowadays. And if you're looking at people who make content for Twitch or for YouTube or whatnot, you want to give them the opportunity to do crazy things and to have their audience do crazy things. So we want to give Let's Players the chance to actually go to Let's Makers, lower that barrier of entry. I mean, most of us have thought about making games or creating something in a game. Games like Happy Wheels have shown that a community can make awesome stuff for people to play, but you can also make stuff and challenge your community to do cool things with. So we have tutorials. I taught myself how to make guns, how to make vehicles in 10 minutes using tutorials from both our modding community. Every time someone makes something cool in our modding community, we always ask them, okay, that's great. Now explain to us how you did it, other people can figure that out too.
Yeah, and share. So this is where I want to get into the sharing. I made a green heart for you there. I think that's just for you, Vlad.
Thank you, dude.
And
you thought it was for you guys. It's for me.
They get the pink hearts, right? Why not? Right?
We're not trying to step in between.
Not at all. Anyway, so we have this scene, right, that we've changed. We just hit save scene. What happens then is that it creates this one file on my hard drive. Okay, so I click this picture. It actually will show me exactly where it is on this. So Gamescom World, which is the one we played a second ago, it's a PNG file that is 256 by 256. It's a little preview of it, but it happens to be 30 megs big. Why is that?
Wow.
Because all the textures, all the high-res, everything, the script, everything is in that file. We have kind of hacked this in a way. We're abusing the PNG format, but it works beautifully because not only for scenes do we do that, so you can make your own planet and send it to your friend with just one file. We do it also for the blueprints. So all the different vehicles and all these creatures and so on are in here.
Have the PNG.
Yes, and so if we want to just add this to our planet when we're playing around, you saw how we dragged in the editor. That can actually be done here as well. Let me see if I can get this. Yeah, there we go. So if I want this little guy here, I can just drag him in from my folder here. It can actually be, this is a satellite that flew away. So we get this guy. But then we also have our community that is kind of a closed beta community right now. You guys might be familiar with Slack. It's like this team collaboration tool.
Yeah.
And here we have people actually dragging in their own blueprints, right? So if you want to have a cool gun, let's drag in that cool gun off of Slack directly,
You just
right?
grab that?
That is so easy.
So some guy off of our community, he's an old guard, Shook. Shout out to him. He made this fish bro. Okay. This guy is now in the game now, and if I start up, you should be able to move him around at this point.
No,
that's me actually
that's
right
you,
now.
yeah.
So I'm controlling Fish Bro right now.
Can you make Fish Bro bigger?
I can make him bigger.
I want to see his eyebrows in detail.
I see. Let's
Look
see.
at
I think I
him.
have control. Yeah, this is the control that you need to play with.
I think this is
There you go.
So I
yes.
actually have a question about these characters that you're able to drag and drop in. I mean,
You just burned off my till.
Yeah, sorry
how
about
do you
that.
decide kind of like their speed values, their attack values, or is all that?
That's all in that interface that I just showed you before, and also in the script that comes with them. So it's a Lua script that is running for that guy that is also in that PNG file. So if you feel feisty and you can get in there and understand the script, even if you can't, mess around with it. There's really no harm if it crashes the game, which is actually very rare because it shows you the errors instead. It tells you what was wrong with the script. And
reset the scene.
Yeah,
let's show them what you can do. Like if you want to start the game and you feel kind of lonely, or you
that's right.
You're thinking about maybe I want some help. This is something that we've just implemented like a few months ago.
Yeah, the actual kind of co-op on and off. So if I have this dummy guy here, right? So I want to create a buddy, so I can just with some resources spray onto this dude, and now I have to I have my buddy Vlad here actually pick up the controller. Is it not that one? It's that one.
Is it?
Yeah, you got it.
No, it's not. It's yours.
Oh, it is that one. Okay, sorry about that.
No worries.
We do a little bit of a controller jiggle. So we can actually have more people here too. Oops, sorry. So if I kill him, I can create another guy, or he could kill me and then recreate. So it goes from being single. Follow the cursor.
Awesome.
So get a bunch of them out there, and they actually follow your cursor.
Yeah,
and
drop me down there if you can with the
What's
editor.
that?
Drop some victims. Drop some Vlads.
Let some Vlads in there. Yeah, let's do that.
You'll see the glory of the B-gun.
The glory of the B-gun.
So the
Wait,
best
are
part
you about
is
to be murdered by the B-gun?
Oops, yeah.
it happens
Zoom back
often
in
during
here.
demo.
1,500 people waiting in line here. After you sign this up, you get put on a waiting list. We're trying to get just a certain amount at a time in. But
yeah, we're letting people flow in slowly,
Yeah,
but
so it
with
doesn't get
obviously
too
early
crazy.
access coming
Yeah.
up, we're going to drop everyone in really soon.
Yeah.
You can see there's conversations about particular blueprints
see a
that people
fine,
share.
fine
I was gonna
website
say,
here.
you
We have a
got-
little editor tutorial here on a fabulous website called Twitch TV.
I happen to know about that
I've heard
website.
about that.
And here I go through some things, and it's also in the general here. We actually have the test build, so you can just download everything you've seen here once once you get into this community.
Slack,
So
Yeah, we're super
totally.
open about this stuff because obviously the game is not going to be what it is now, and once we get out of early
Yeah, of
access. So
course.
if people, even if people like spread this, they're not going to get the full experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I mean we're super open about Cortex Command. We accidentally built this crazy modding community, and we wanted to really kind of lean into that with this game, where like we are now providing all the tools that we use to make the game ourselves. Because we realize that people just make better stuff than we can on our own. We're a small team.
I'm just really curious about what the next B gun is gonna be, like what the next cool thing is gonna be.
Totally. I mean, we have crazy stuff. I mean,
Yeah, we have a balloon gun.
Yeah.
We have the grappling hooks.
So this balloon gun actually attaches balloons to. Is that? Can I? Yeah, let's do that. It's just an example. It attaches balloons and it makes things float away and in orbit, and then they pop, and then the thing just falls to its death.
So like I said, we're actually here at the Indie Mega booth. We're at the Kathy Rain booth. If you look on the map, together with our friends from Raw Fury, working together with them, and they gave us a little corner there.
Yeah.
We got some
It's very
swag for our
cute.
fans. If they're right here. If you are here and you've played Cortex Command, come to our booth at the Indie Mega booth, and we have some swag for our loyal fans and for people who want to try out the game. Like I said, early access on September 15th. So you'll see more of us pretty soon. Thank you so much for your time,
No,
guys.
thank you guys
Thank
so
you.
much. And
Absolutely.
just before I let you guys go, real quick, I know we saw the website earlier, but do you guys have social media anywhere like Twitter, Facebook that we can
It's just
follow?
at
Data Realms.
At Data Realms, datarealms.com, planetoidpioneers.com, add .com to anything that we have.
Just Google us. Just
Yeah.
Google
Google
the
it.
Google
Yeah,
it.
Google
exactly.
is a great feature.
Exactly.
Well, thank you,
It's useful.
gentlemen, very much, guys. We
It was a pleasure.
obviously have more content coming up very soon. We're going to a short commercial break, but don't go anywhere.
See ya.
Download for free on the App Store and Google Play.
Hey, what's up?
원이다.
Welcome back to PAX Live, powered by Twitch. Hasn't the lineup today just been absolutely phenomenal? I feel like I just want to play every single game I've seen. Well, it's not going to stop. I'm here with Blaze and Casper to talk about Hard West. And
Hello.
so, welcome, guys. Glad you're here.
Hey.
So I'll be honest, I did not know about this game until this morning, and I saw you guys on the schedule, and I look it up, and it is like a Western theme, like tactical, like, you know, like RPG world. It just seems incredible. So can you tell us a little bit about what Hard West is?
Well, it's a little bit of everything, so you're kind of right here. It's a turn-based tactical shooter set in the Weird West, which means it's the Wild West plus some supernatural and, you know, horror thriller elements. It's a setting that liberates us, sort of allows us to draw inspiration from a lot of different sources.
Right, it's that flexibility that you need to make the game, like, you know, especially unique, right?
Absolutely, and you see a lot of Western-themed works in different settings, including Firefly in space, right?
Right.
And it totally works.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're here with a short demo. Right now we're in the exploration map, or what we call the strategic map in the game.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, and Casper is going to lead us quickly into the actual combat. But first, let's mention that we are, in this episode, we are chasing someone. We're out for revenge, and we need to gather information. But unfortunately, our informant has been captured by cannibals.
Oh, by
And,
cannibals?
You know, when cannibals capture someone, you know what's going to happen
They're not
next.
going to hold on to them for very long.
Yep.
Or most of them.
So this is what we're going to do. We managed to